Yo, hello.
Hi.
What's up?
Lots of shit.
Yo, we're sick.
Yeah, we are.
I got so much shit to do this week.
I really don't want to go back to work, but whatever.
I think I'm a robot. I do. It just doesn't make any fucking sense.
You're
I
not a
just
robot.
want to keep going.
You're not.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of See You in Rome.
This is Yo.
And this is Rome, and this is episode number 56.
That's correct, Tempo.
Yo, as most of you already know, we just returned from New York City.
The concrete jungle.
Shit went down in a New York minute.
In a New York minute.
Yeah, we celebrated CO's birthday on Wednesday, so happy birthday to CO.
Shout out to all my Libras out there doing the damn thing.
Yay. So we got quite a show lined up for you guys. We're going to talk a lot about our trip. A lot of good, funny things happened while we were away.
So many funny things happened.
But I'm trying to figure out how the fuck do we talk about this amazing trip and then also talk about a couple of other things that are going on. So we're going to do this. We're going to get into some interesting CO in Rome scenario questions. What do you think?
Yes, we always love those.
And then we're going to transition talking about all the funny, amazing shit that happened on the trip.
Yep.
Before we do, if you want to get yourself some merch, head on over to afgoclothing.com.
Yes, we have a discount code for you guys. That's Zeal and Rome15. Gets you 15% off. Copy some merch. Take a picture. Tag us in it.
And don't forget, we're the best podcast of 2018. I don't give a fuck.
Undisputed.
Undisputed. If you want to dispute it, email us at coandrome@gmail.com. All right, so here's something that I want to get out the way. You know, in previous episodes, we've discussed sexual assault, what we feel about it, what we think about it. Okay, there's some really crazy shit going on with this Kavanaugh shit and Trump. And I feel like Twitter is going fucking nuts.
So we're just going fucking nuts about a lot of things. Yeah, but that's definitely one of them.
And I also feel like this is opening up conversations where we're seeing a lot more people that we know personally express themselves about things. And it's like it puts you in a position to figure out, like, where do I stand on this issue? So let me just give this a rundown. Excuse me. I'm a little old school. I took notes on paper today.
There's lots of notes. So many notes.
You guys know that I'm fucking stupid when it comes to politics. So this whole Kavanaugh shit's been going on for days, and I'm like, I don't know what's what. So I did a little bit of research. There's this cat named Brett Kavanaugh, and
I'm already laughing.
why?
There's this cat named
There's this cat named Brett Kavanaugh, and there's this chick named Christine Blasey Ford. Okay, Christine is accusing Brett Kavanaugh of sexual assault in a Supreme Court hearing. Kavanaugh is a Supreme Court nominee. Mm-hmm. He's part of Trump's camp. Mm-hmm. So the whole overall thing is that this alleged assault happened when both Christine and Brett Kavanaugh were in high school. She was 15, he was 17. It happened with not just him. Apparently there were some other guys that were involved in this whole situation. And she made a statement basically talking about how that situation ruined her life. And she feels like people should know the type of person, like what he's capable of. She even goes on to say that in that moment when that shit was going down, she was afraid that he would kill her. Kavanaugh says, I don't deny that she had this experience, but it wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
I don't deny that she's been through some sort of sexual assault, but she got the wrong guy.
Not today.
And Trump is chiming in on this because that's the homie. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And Trump says Kavanaugh is one of the finest human beings that he knows.
I mean, but he also knows himself, so I don't know what that says about Kavanaugh, but whatever, not my business.
My thing is, y'all already know how I feel. The only people that know what happened are the people that were there.
Correct.
And I feel that Trump should not speak on shit that he does not know.
Or wasn't present
Thou
for.
not knoweth You know what I'm saying? Thou not knoweth. You know what I'm saying?
I got all that.
Don't do it, nigga. I'm so sick of this cat. So I don't know. There's a lot of eyes on this situation, a lot of opinions flying around, and people are just disgusted. It's a sensitive topic. That said, all type of people chiming in, and I noticed that there's some interesting questions being posed. One recently being posed about sexual consent, right? And what I find is that some of you guys really don't know how to talk about sexual assault in a sensitive way.
Well, it's not a sensitive matter, so anything that's posed, I think, is going to seem insensitive.
I feel if you ask the question in a nonchalant, blunt, insensitive way, that it unfortunately can lead to the assumption that you think it's trivial, that you think it's petty, that you think it's stupid. If a chick ain't got no panties on and, she falls over and someone sticks his dick in her ass, is that assault? I'm just being goofy with it, right? It's like you're making a joke, but it's like a lot of women are like, sexual assault's not funny, and men are too. Sexual assault's not funny. It's not worth joking about. But my thing is that if a dude poses a question, is it fair to assume immediately that he's like, sexual assault's not that serious?
No, I mean, in my opinion, it's not. It's not safe to assume that.
I'm all about controversy, conversation starters, asking things in a way that may cause a debate and may cause a stir. But I feel like when it comes to sexual assault, there's a lot of assumptions. How dare you ask that question in that way?
That's part of the problem.
And you always talk about hypersensitivity when it comes to social media. What is this hypersensitivity?
I think it might be. I just think that it has come to the point where we only focus on the hypersensitivity that we're feeling as an individual. And we're not taking those questions and just educating the person that's asking that question. What happens if this was a legitimate question, and now by us providing the answer, whether we were insulted by it or not, now we educate this person enough to understand things differently?
I'm someone who's been sexually abused multiple times throughout my life. First time I was sexually abused, I was 3 years old, being sexually abused by someone in my family. Next time I was being sexually abused by 2 people that were responsible for watching me at the age of 6. Throughout my life, sexual abuse has happened as a child, has entered into adulthood. I've been raped in the most uncomfortable situation when I was 24, and that's when I was like, nigga, I can't do this shit no more. It can be very traumatizing. It is something I feel very passionate about. Wrong is wrong. However, I don't get how, as someone that's been sexually abused, I can't hold every single person responsible of being sensitive to my needs and not causing a trigger in me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like for all of you who are getting mad at people being so cavalier with their question asking around this, I don't feel it's fair to hold everyone to the standard that you must be sensitive to not trigger something that affects dozens of women everywhere, or millions of women I don't know why I said dozens. That was fucking stupid. Millions and millions of women everywhere. So here's my thing. I'm like, what do we do when we see someone that's just being a douche, asking something in a douchey way? And I say douche with all due respect, but
what's douchey to you may not be douchey to someone else.
Or the beauty of someone typing a message is you don't know the tone associated with the fucking question sometimes. Yeah. And it's like, one, do you check the person because you're emotional? Okay. Do you go for blood and try to get someone fired from their job because they asked the fucking question? Or 3, do you simply answer the question and hope that it sparks a change? And I want to be that one that answers the question. And if you choose not to get it, you arguing with me after I try to shed some perspective in a loving and respectful way is going to make you, it's going to confirm the assumption that you're an asshole, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
However, if I answer the question, you're like, okay. And you continue to try to have an educated debate, maybe ask some new questions, or, hey, I never saw it that way.
Right.
Then that adds some context to allow people to properly judge the person who asked the initial question. Mm-hmm. This is going to be the last thing that I say about this, and then do you, right? One of the things that I always say when it comes to sexual assault, the biggest problem is that it's been a taboo topic.
Of course.
Men don't want to talk about it to their daughters. Women don't want to talk about it, period. Men who've been sexually assaulted feel like they're going to be less of a man if they admit to it.
Yeah.
You know, people are uncomfortable talking about it. Then we got motherfuckers who are out here trying to talk about it. I don't give a fuck if it's cavalier. I don't give a fuck if it comes off douchey. But talking about it is raising awareness. It's giving you an opportunity to clap back and educate someone.
Correct.
We should be celebrating this moment where people have an opportunity to be heard, even if we don't get it right on the first try.
I agree to that. And I even think that you can, from the options that you gave, I think you can do all three. Honestly, mm-hmm. I feel like you can, A, check someone. Listen, the way that came off was a bit insensitive. You can C, educate them by answering the question and perhaps giving them more sensitivity on the matter, more information on the matter. And if then they continue to be douchey and not see your point, then yeah, you can go for blood if you want. But it shouldn't be automatically throat slicing. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be so gun-ho.
I literally had someone tell me that I must have sucked dick to get my job. Someone said that to me. What was it, a week or so ago? Mm-hmm. I have so much information on this person. If I wanted to, I could flip this person's life upside down. Mm-hmm. But what is that going to do for me?
Absolutely nothing. It's going to give you a thrill for that very moment. And then that's it. It's gone.
It's just like, if you want to be looked at as someone who's really making a change, do it by teaching others.
I agree.
Not by trying to take things away from something, because whether the topic is sexual assault or something else, we're all human beings who have fucked up perspectives sometimes, wrong perspective sometimes, inappropriate perspective sometimes, because we're all still learning.
Right. And different perspective, me having a different perspective from you doesn't make your perspective wrong and mine right, or vice versa. I think having different perspectives and learning from each other is key in these types of situations.
I don't know, because if your perspective is that if a girl's not wearing panties, then she asked for the assault, then I feel you're definitely wrong. But it's because I'm super passionate about that, and that there's laws that go against this concept.
I more so meant it, perhaps I worded it wrong, but I more so meant it in the way of, if a question is posed, your perspective of delivering that question perhaps doesn't sound insensitive to you. You're just asking a question. But to the person receiving that, they may be like, how fucking dare you? Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that that's the way that they meant to deliver it. You just took it that way.
Yeah, it's the context. The context in which it was written may not be the context in which you're reading it.
Correct.
You know, here's the thing. When I get pissed with someone and I want to make a point, I open the door and invite them in so I can really dig in and pick their brain. I don't know. I find enjoyment in that. Mm-hmm. I find enjoyment in exploring the things that just are fucked up, because I want you to start saying some things out loud that cause you to realize that you're wrong, if that person genuinely is wrong. So what you mean to tell me is...
Right.
ABC, XYZ. Do you hear yourself right now? That's crazy. But it's like, we're not even giving people a chance to fucking speak. And it's wrong. We need to all strive to be better people. And I'm going to start by holding myself accountable.
It's crazy. I think it's crazy. I love when stuff like this happen. I was kind of just having a conversation about this, about just being a better person, being a good person. And I think one of the key factors of being a good person is being a good person even when no one is looking.
Yeah.
Because that's when it's most important. That's when it counts the most.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna say about that. Let's all strive to be good people, man.
Yeah,
Because I like good people.
I do too. I think I'm a good one of those.
Yeah, moving right along. You guys ready to hear about New York City?
New York.
In New York.
Yo, we are way too sick to even try to do that shit. It's not even funny. The weather change has us dying.
All right, let Auntie Rome turn back to page 1 in the notebook. All right, so we went to New York, like I said, for Ciel's birthday, and first day was pretty cool. There were quite a few things that happened in the airport.
Yes, there was.
On the plane.
Oh, yes, there was.
Upon landing.
Uh-huh.
So, Ciel, why don't I let you start off? Because I feel like as soon as we got to the airport, there was some shit that went down that got you going.
Yes. So we get to Tampa International.
Okay.
With plenty of time to just do what the fuck ever we wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I almost overslept and missed the plane, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there.
Okay.
Whatever, right? So we get to the airport. We get through security. We decide, let's grab some coffee and breakfast before we get on the plane. It's like 5:30 in the morning, guys. It's too early for this shit. I just said I almost missed my plane. I have that rush feeling going on. Still in pajamas.
They don't serve alcohol, unfortunately.
They don't serve alcohol. That even pissed me off. The alcohol would have made me feel better.
Yeah, it's your birthday.
It's my fucking
I don't give
birthday.
a fuck if it's 5:30 in the morning.
Me either. So we go to this place called Mi Colombia.
No, it's Colombia. It's an extension of the Colombia in Ybor.
Oh, really?
It's the same restaurant. It's just in the
Well,
airport.
that's what it is. And we get there, and mind you, this place is empty. Like, there's probably one person on the inside, one person waiting online behind us, and us. So the lady in the front, the host that sits people down, she says, 2 people? We're like, yes. She's like, perfect. She walks us over, and she sits us down on the outside part of the restaurant. I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm just like, whatever. But the lady that was behind us, who was by herself, just happened to be Caucasian. Caucasian. And she got escorted inside the restaurant. So at first, I'm like looking around, peeping game. I didn't want to say anything out loud because, again, I don't want to assume. But then another white person walks in, and she walks her inside the restaurant as well. And now I'm looking around, I'm like, why are we the only brown people sitting outside of this restaurant and everyone else inside is Caucasian?
Yeah.
So I bring it up to Rome, and Rome's like, oh, no.
We need some answers. No, because at first I was like, maybe, I don't know. But then when I started observing and was listening to you talk more and more, and I'm like, it's my friend's birthday. My friend wants to sit inside. I'll say something.
But then when you said, oh, she just had someone behind you. And I turned around and I'm like, yeah, well, she's of yellow color. It was an Asian chick. I was like, all the minorities are outside. Like, it's like we're on the outskirts and we can only see the kids playing in the inside field and we're not allowed to do so. That shit pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah.
And we called it melanin.
Melanin mishap.
Melanin mishap because the other restaurant lady, the other waitress was like, no, she just likes to separate the restaurant
She has to follow a rotation.
Yeah. Okay. I got a rotation you can follow.
Oh. So yeah, the trip started off with us thinking that we were being discriminated against. We were being racially profiled. But I was like, nah, Jesus, I know that you want us to have a good trip in the name of Jesus. I told Jesus in the name of Jesus.
In your name.
In your name.
In your name.
I'm going to let this shit go.
Yeah, you were really close to flipping the lid though. I could see it. I was like, I'm just going to drink this coffee and call it a day.
And the flip side, I was feeling a lot of pain in my hips. And I was starting to tell Ciel, like, yo, I think I felt fucking that ovulation
yeah
for the first time this cycle, right? And I was like, I think I feel my hips expanding I
No.
feel like I feel my uterus expanding and it's
Yes.
causing a pain in my hips.
And I busted out laughing because I'm like, I don't think I've ever known the feeling of what my uterus would be like expanding.
So the last time we talked about you feeling ovulation, I was like, I couldn't believe it because I've never felt that before.
Right.
I think I felt it for the first time in my life, this menstrual cycle, right?
What did it feel like?
Yeah. So for those of you listening, if you feel hip pain during your PMS when your uterus expands, I really need to hear from you because CL says she's never experienced that.
Never.
All right. So moving right along, we get onto the airplane. And I noticed this both on the trip to New York and on the trip back. We showed up a lot earlier than what we were supposed to.
More so on the one coming back, I think, than the one going to New
Oh,
York.
absolutely.
For sure.
So I just want to make a public service announcement. And I don't know what y'all want to do with this information. But I want y'all to know that pilots be speeding.
Yeah, for real. She had me dying because she goes, yo. She looked me dead in my face. She's like, yo, pilots be speeding. And I'm like, damn, this pilot's a thug.
Yo, pilots be speeding. And I just want to know, like, if with air traffic control, if a pilot gets lost, like caught speeding, do they get
A ticket?
a flying ticket?
I doubt it.
Shouldn't they?
Shouldn't there be cop pilot, like cop
It is. It's
planes?
air traffic control. Dude, there's air traffic control. And if there's something that comes up on an air traffic control thing that's not supposed to be
there.
I think like military planes.
Yes. That has
Military
nothing
planes
to
get
do-
involved. They'd be
That
like, yo, what the fuck? Get out this air, dog.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with like the way that you think of like traffic citations or anything like that with cars. That has nothing to do with planes.
But here's what I'm saying. This shit is regulated, right? This shit's regulated. If there's some shit in the sky that shouldn't be there, they're gonna be like, yo, dog, what the fuck you doing here, right?
So you think they like call the pilot and be like, yo, my nigga,
Slow the fuck down.
slow the fuck down. You're doing 500 in a 200 zone. You're doing 500 in a 200 zone. You got another pilot that's going 300. Y'all about to come close to each other. You gotta slow your roll, my nigga.
Yo, slow the fuck down, bro.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have like reports and they're like, yo, as soon as this nigga land, hit him with the ticket, dog.
Yo, like what happens if you get like it? Can you become a habitual offender like you do with car? You know,
your
driving?
pilot license
License has been
suspended. I just want to know. And listen, I'm not complaining about getting to my destination earlier than what I've had. If you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. And I'm trying to mind my motherfucking business. But you motherfuckers done shaved 30 to 45 minutes off my fucking destination, my arrival time. And I want to know how you're doing it. And if you're speeding, I'm wondering, like, how safe are we in the sky?
Yeah, like is my life in danger?
Is my life in danger because you chose to speed?
Right.
What if they're drunk on top of it? You know, pilots be drinking.
Oh my god.
Should
They're
that be the
not
title of this
supposed to.
episode? Pilots be drinking.
Pilots be drinking.
I
They
don't
be
know.
drinking.
Anyone that knows how this plane pilot shit works and if you can get tickets, please let us know because I really, really, really want to know.
If you're a pilot, if you have pilot friends,
If you're an aspiring pilot,
yeah,
if
all
you're
of
a
it.
pilot enthusiast,
all of it.
please share the knowledge. All right, so we get to New York. I want to say this first and foremost. Uber done got a lot of my fucking money
Yeah, they
on
did.
this
'Cause you
trip.
didn't want to take the subway after a certain time.
I mean, Jesus. And every Uber interaction had its own unique experience.
I loved
Obviously. The first guy that picked us up from the airport, he had swag. I don't want to say he's cute, but his fashion game was really on point.
But I'm a strong believer that you could not be that cute, but your fashion swag can make you cute.
Like if your face is a 5,
But
but
you
your
have-
fashion is an 11.
Well, no, there's a scale of 10.
No, that's what I'm saying. Your fashion's that good that
it
you're an
goes
11.
off the Richter. Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
If your face is a 5,
Uh-huh.
but your fashion's an 11.
Then you're a strong 7.5.
Yeah, and then add some cologne to the mix.
You're 9 for sure.
a 9, right? So I'm in the fucking Uber and I'm like, damn, it smells good as fuck. And this bitch, it smells good as fuck,
Yeah.
dog.
So I'm like,
I'm looking at happy little trees. Like, I know this ain't the happy little tree.
yeah. So I'm like, it smells really good in here. And he's like, really?
And I'm like, what is that? He said, epic adventure.
Just like that.
Epic adventure.
So I got Googling.
I'm like, epic adventure. Is this an epic adventure? Fucking Uber ride?
It sure was.
Googling.
Google it. I see the bottle. I show it to him. I'm like, is this it? He's like, yup, that is it.
Yo, I want y'all to know right now, there's some cologne called Epic Adventure.
Everything.
Find it, smell it,
Be a 9 for these hoes out here.
buy it for your man, buy it for your dad, buy it for
your car.
buy it for your car. Man, I'm ordering this shit as soon as the podcast episode.
And if it makes you feel any better, when I Googled it, it was only $29.
$29. That shit smelled amazing. So we get to the Airbnb, which by the way,
Shout out to our Airbnb host.
David,
Was fucking amazeballs.
David, if you're listening to this, I just want you to know that I'm dead ass serious when I say I want to be your friend. I'm coming back.
Yeah, we're definitely going back.
I don't care if I become a millionaire. I'm staying at that Airbnb.
Me too. And I kind of wonder if he let us tag one of his walls, maybe like the inner closet, so that when we become famous, he says Zio and Rome stayed in this Airbnb.
And then he could raise the price for everyone else except for us. You're smart, dog.
He might even give us a discount because of it.
Man, such an amazing host. So, I'm going to give you guys some tips. If you do ever decide to do an Airbnb, I know there's some people that they want to rent like a whole spot out to themselves.
Right.
But this one was good because you get a private room and the private bathroom, and you're going to New York City. You're going to be on the go. You're not going to spend all that time in a room. Just look into a room that you can lock. They give you keys to where you can lock the bedroom. Your stuff's safe and secure. You get the privacy. You're not sharing things with one another. Just read all of the amenities and read it very closely and read those reviews. He had amazing reviews. I felt like we couldn't go wrong. And when I went there, it went beyond my expectations.
He was an awesome guy. Yeah, for sure. Recommend it.
Any Airbnb doubters, go for it. So we get into the Airbnb. We're hungry. We're like, yo, let's go get some food. Let's go get some food, like some neighborhood food.
Right.
So we find a Spanish spot on Yelp and we call it Uber.
Corazon Latino.
So, not that race matters, but shout out to all my Asian homies. I got a lot of Asian friends, and this Asian cat picks us up. I'm not thinking anything until his GPS gives him a route that entails him driving through a cemetery.
Right. So when he gets to the cemetery, that he's at the entry and it says cemetery, he literally slow motion turned around, looked me dead in my eyes and said, "What?" He looked at me like I just set him up for death. And Rome literally looks at me and says, "Asian people are really superstitious."
Dead ass.
I lost it. When you're not supposed to laugh, so it makes you want to laugh even more. Bitch, I was gonna lose my shit. I kept biting my inner cheeks, looking outside the window, because I knew if I looked at Rome, that was it. I was gonna lose my shit.
Yo, it was like, I have a friend who's Vietnamese, and we went to an art exhibit once, and there was a beautiful painting of an owl, and he was like, man, I was like, man, this painting is gorgeous. I think I even told him, like, this would go so perfect in your living room. He was like, it is beautiful, but in Vietnamese culture, owls are considered to be bad luck, so I can't get that. And I'm like, damn, it's like that, homie. So it's like, I don't know if this driver was Asian, but I've heard interesting superstitious things amongst a lot of different cultures.
He was definitely Asian. What kind of Asian?
I don't know. I don't want to say all of them are superstitious, but I feel like based off the reaction he had when we pulled up to that cemetery, he seemed very, very disturbed by that.
Yeah, he looked like we were the omen that drove him to his death.
And I want to just say one last thing about Uber drivers. Y'all assume that everyone you pick up knows where the fuck they going. Every Uber driver's like, which way are we going? Where are we going? What? Nigga, I don't know. I just got here. I've never been here before. Yada, yada. So just, assume like, I'm not, just be like, hey, are you guys from here? If I ever start driving Uber again, which it may happen.
Right.
Bitch needs some money.
You stupid.
I'm asking everybody, hey, so are you from here? From out of town? That way I know. Anyway, that was really, really, really funny. So we went to dinner that night in Soho at the place we told you about.
Gali or Gayi? We still haven't
Gali,
decided.
Gayi, whatever. It does stand for some type of chicken hen thing because in the bathroom they had nothing but like
Chicken themed.
chickens and hens. Let me tell y'all something about New York. The food is way cheaper than it is here in Tampa.
And way better. Sorry.
And way better. I'm sorry. The dinner was amazing. Amazing. It was fresh. I don't even fucks with calamari. I fucked with calamari that night.
Yeah, you did.
Fresh shrimps, homemade pasta. I mean, amazing, amazing. So I highly recommend that. We were walking from the restaurant. We leave there. By the way, they gave us free drinks and all kinds of shit. It was amazing. We're leaving there and we're
drizzling.
walking. It's drizzling. We're like walking in drizzle. We don't give a fuck.
It's like a movie.
It's like Sex in the City.
Maybe that's why I got sick.
Maybe. But something was heading towards us
Yeah, it was.
on the ground. And we both like jumped back because we thought it was a rat. We both thought it was a rat.
It looked like it was big enough to be a New York City rat, so I automatically assumed that it was. So I'm in heels. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
It was a grocery store bag blowing in the wind.
And we were both like, oh.
I just want to say that I have not seen one rat during this entire trip. And we were in Queens. We were in Manhattan. We were in Brooklyn. We were in subways.
Yeah.
No fucking rats. I am so impressed.
Shout out to the subway system. I think they're cleaning their shit up.
Yo, shout out to the rats. They minding their fucking business.
Word up.
Staying in their lane.
Staying in their tracks. Yep.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about. So day one was really, really nice. Day two happens. We wake up in the morning.
Oh, Lord Jesus. We wake up in the morning. Do you want to talk about your Charlie horse first? Because that happened before mine.
Well, so
Yeah.
did the Charlie horse happen?
That same night.
I don't know what happened, but I went to kick my leg in the middle of my sleeping. Seal and I are sleeping in the same bed. Hey, do with that what you will. We're sleeping in the same bed. And I go to kick my leg and I got this weird ass Charlie horse that was so painful. So I was just like, oh, like I'm going through the motions, but I'm like covering my mouth because I'm so worried that I'm just going to make all these moaning noises that are going to wake her up. So she wakes up and fucking looks at me.
Yeah, and her hand is over her mouth. So in my head,
And I'm like,
yeah. It wasn't even that loud. So it was just more like a lower noise, but her mouth was, but her mouth was over, her hand was over her mouth. So when I look at her in the dark, my eyes are trying to adjust and I automatically start thinking, is this bitch eating something in the bed in this time of the night? What the fuck is happening right now? And I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, oh yeah. It was like you were like relieved to be able to speak again. And you were like, I just got a really bad Charlie horse. And I'm like, maybe you should like stretch it out. And you're like, you just kept kicking. You just kept kicking. That's all you kept doing. It was like the hospital bed all over again.
No vagina.
No vagina this time.
Because I had panties on.
Yeah.
But I don't know. When did your next traumatizing incident happen?
That morning.
Okay.
So then, I go back to sleep. I'm minding my business in my sleep. But my back is turned towards where Rome would be sleeping.
Okay.
So I wake up. It's probably around 7 a.m., 7:30. And my natural reaction, I lean over, grab my phone. I look at it. I say, it's like 7:30. I put it down. I turn around to look towards Rome's way. And she's not there. So I automatically, instantly jump up from the bed. And my first thought is, we were just staying in this Airbnb for the first night, right? So I'm like, oh, he kidnapped my friend. He kidnapped my friend. This is like hostile. Like, what am I supposed to do? So automatically I start looking for her phone because in my head, for some reason, I'm like, if someone gets kidnapped, they don't have enough time to grab their phone. So I know if her phone is here, she's really kidnapped. Right? That's how I'm thinking. And I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking anywhere. And I don't see a phone. So I'm not as concerned, but I'm still genuinely concerned. So I'm trying to like pay attention very closely to what's going on outside my door. And all of a sudden I hear Rome's giggle. And I'm like, oh, my friend is okay.
I'm alive. I walk in like, yeah.
And I'm like, I thought you were kidnapped, friend.
Yo, so dramatic. Why do you have to jump to the most dramatic first thing?
I don't know anybody in this townhouse.
I was had to take a piss, bro.
Okay, it was the first night. I didn't know that David was so fucking cool. So in my head, I automatically assumed my friend was kidnapped.
That's
and
terrible.
I was next.
Okay.
That's
Well,
it.
I just want to say that day 2 was an interesting day.
Yeah.
I had to meet my cousin for lunch. We took a lot of great photos by the former World Trade area. They made it really artsy and stuff like that.
Yeah, for those of you guys who haven't gone to the new World Trade Center, I know that you guys are aware. Well, some of you are aware that they, took down 5 Points, which was a very big artsy scene
In Queens.
And it looks to me, it gives me the feel, the World Trade Center spot gives me the feel like they're trying to bring that feeling of 5 Points back in that area.
Yeah.
Super dope. Lots of walls painted with all of this graphic art and tagging, graffiti, very 5 Points feeling. And I actually enjoyed it. We took lots of pictures. So if you guys follow our Instagram page, you can see those.
Yeah. So, I was like, hey, we got to wrap up this little self photo shoot we're doing here because I got to meet my cousin for lunch at 250 Broadway. Well, I put 250 Broadway in Google and we got on a train.
Now, mind you guys, I'm literally just following her instructions because I'm thinking her cousin told her where the fuck to go.
250 Broadway. That's where we're going. She told me to get off at the World Trade Center stop.
And which we did.
And I'm like, oh, 250 Broadway's telling me to get back on a motherfucking train.
And which we did.
So I'm in the train station and I'm like, I see, trains have letters and numbers. And I see JZ.
Word to Hove.
And I'm like, JZ, the J train and the Z train. Is this where Jay-Z got his name? Then I see a sign that says Marcy. And I go, Seal, is it Marcy in Brooklyn?
I'm like, Marcy Projects.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm walking down this hall in the subway that says BB. And I'm like, doesn't BB stand for Brooklyn Bridge?
No, guys. I was just gonna say that. I was like, no, guys, she's saying this all in her head. She's not saying this out loud where then I can start to feel a certain type of way. I'm literally just following her because, again, I'm assuming she knows where the fuck she's going.
I asked you about Marcy and the Jay-Z.
And I said Marcy.
But I saw the BB. I was like, Brooklyn Bridge. I'm like, maybe this is just, artsy shit in the hallway. There's no way that I'm going to Brooklyn.
Sure.
So we get on this.
It's not even funny anymore. It was funny at that moment. I'm too sick for this shit.
Deadass, yo, we get on this train, and when we come out, I'm like, oh, okay, here's 250 Broadway, and I'm like, yo, this shit look raggedy as fuck. What is my cousin? My cousin works here. Okay, whatever. I'm like, we're here early, so let's do some walking around. We're walking around in this neighborhood and we see nothing but rabbis.
Wait, no, time out. She's like, hey, this looks like a nice bench. Let's sit right here.
No, I saw rabbis before we got to the bench.
Oh, okay.
I saw rabbis from the moment we got there. I've never seen this big furry circular hat. So we start Googling what's up with the circle fur hat. And as we're walking, I'm like, wow, this is a rabbi area, a heavy rabbi area. We're seeing rabbi babies.
We're seeing rabbi everyone, and they're looking at us like we're the craziest people they have ever seen.
And so I'm like, hey, let's sit on this bench. There's no gelato. I'm looking up for a gelato place. I'm like, there's no gelato spot around here. Maybe rabbis don't like gelato. I don't know. So let's sit on this bench. We're sitting on the bench
for like 25 minutes.
25 minutes. We learned all about the rabbi fur hats because we started Googling it.
All of that.
And then I said, you know what? I am having a hard time believing that my cousin works out here. Let me see what company is pinned at this 250 Broadway. And when I go to click it, it said something about something warehouse or manufacturing. And I'm like, oh no, this ain't the kind of work my cousin does. So then I'm like, oh shit.
She goes, "Are we in Brooklyn?" And I look around and I shake my head and I'm like, "I think so." And then she goes, "But," she goes, "But my cousin says she worked downtown." And I put the address in and it took us over here. And I said, "Did you put the address in with New York, New York? Or did you just put the address in Brooklyn, New York?" She goes, "I just put the address in." I'm like, "Did you put New York, New York?" And she goes, "No." I was like, oh my God.
I'm like, there's more to on Broadway?
Oh my God. I was so upset. She's like, "No worries, no worries, no worries. We're just going to call an Uber. We're still going to be there on time." So we took the train to Manhattan.
No.
No. Listen.
You're running it back.
Yeah. We took the train to Manhattan. We're literally 2 minutes away from her cousin's job to take the train to Brooklyn to take an Uber right back to where the fuck we started.
When we took the Uber from Brooklyn back to Manhattan and he dropped us off, my cousin comes out.
No.
No, hold on. Let me.
Okay.
Please. Because this was a fucking moment.
Okay.
My cousin comes out from her job. And I'm like, man, wrong Broadway. She's like, "Let's go get coffee or whatever." We're walking up the street. And as soon as we turn the corner, I see all the artsy shit we were just taking pictures of. And I was like, we were here.
Yeah.
I swear to God, we were here.
Yeah. Rewind to that, which was what I was going to say was while we got off the Uber and we're headed to the front of your cousin's job, Rome decided to get super emo because I guess she felt bad that we ended up going to fucking Brooklyn
For no reason
to get some gelato that we didn't get. And for some reason I'm on my phone waiting for her cousin to come down and she's like, "Wow, wow, you're such a good friend. Can I get a hug?" And I'm like, "What?" Super emo. And I'm like, "Sure." And she just hugs me and she's like, "No, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be back." Oh, this was great. This was so great on so many different
New
levels,
York
bro.
is so overwhelming.
No, it's you. You're so over analytical.
I peed my pants on the first day.
On the first day,
'Cause
on the second day, on the last day.
I peed so many times.
I thought you had this bladder shit under control. Clearly you did not.
New York fucked me up, dog.
Dude.
I've been peeing my pants like
Bitch.
every fucking day.
Bitch had on leggings. Peed through the leggings. Okay, which caused us to have to go to the mall to get new pair of leggings for her to go into the bathroom stall and change the leggings that were peed to the leggings that she just bought to then throw out the old leggings. This was such a mission. Well worth it. But yo, crazy.
I can't. New York just really took me by storm.
It was your bladder too.
So at the end of day 2, we ended up going to the Mouse Jones. Actually, the He-Man Woman Haters Club podcast live show. They're celebrating their 3-year anniversary. Mouse Jones and Reek.
Hilarious.
Amazing experience.
Hilarious people.
Had a great time. And I just want to say that it was really nice to be amongst the podcast community. And very sad to have learned that the He-Man Woman Haters Club podcast is going to be ending after their 3-year run. I believe their last episode is going to be in the month, during the month of October. So
October 11th to be exact.
yo, congratulations, you guys doing this a really long time. I'm really excited to see what's to come of this. And I really, wish nothing but the best for the both of you.
Absolutely.
Day 3.
Day 3.
We ironically,
No, everything about this trip, I don't even believe in that irony anymore. Like, I just feel that everything that took place for a reason.
doesn't that make it ironic? What are the odds that we run into our homeboy Caesar that we went to high school with here in Tampa, Florida, and he's staying 10 minutes away from us in Queens?
Literally.
What are the odds that our homeboy just did a long ass bid and just got out 5 weeks ago?
Yep.
and decided to not spend his time at home,
Yeah, to fly to New York the same time that we were there.
but to spend it in Queens.
Word up.
So once the homie saw we were in Queens, it was only right for him to pick us up and take us to brunch.
And that he did. He picked us up, took us to brunch. And, you know, given that he did just do a 5-year bid, there was a lot of catching up to do.
Absolutely.
Lots of catching up to do. He definitely was telling us stories about when he was in work release, when he was just having that whole experience. And
reminiscing on things that you guys used to do back in the day.
correct. He did touch on a story, though, that had me dying. He started talking about how back in the day when he wanted to get info out of someone, his strategy, as long as it was a female, by the way.
And if it wasn't a female, I'm not here to judge.
Hey,
If it works, it works.
female. He said his strategy was he would fuck the info out of someone. Listen, I've never had no info fucked out of me. I'm kind of insulted. Like, what do I need to like lie and say that I have some info for someone to like? That just sounds like a good time to me.
So
Like, I need someone to fuck the info out of me. I'll make up info.
that's all you got to do. You got to go up to them and whisper in their ear, I know something you don't.
Nanny boo boo.
Bitch, don't make me fuck the info out of you.
Oh yeah. Is that what you're gonna do? You want this info?
Yeah, come get this info, bro.
411 411. Bro, I cannot.
What's the 411? Come find out.
Hey, I got this thing you want to know. You know where it's at? In my vagina.
Message in a bottle in my vagina.
Come dig it out.
And then dig it out.
Yo. Whew. Yo. I wanna get my I wanna get the info fucked out of me. Oh, this is great. And then I'm gonna cry. I'm like, we both looked at each other and we were like, what?
Yo, this shit has me wondering why I never have tried to fuck the info out of somebody.
Bro, like that's like, you can work it both ways. It's like scissoring.
It's like, hey, you wake him up, and then right before he's gonna come, you're like, wait a minute, there's something I've been wanting to ask you.
Oh man, I can't. This was great.
I can't. So that was very interesting.
He was a genius.
And he's so little.
He's so little.
So you don't picture him as someone that's gonna fuck the info out of someone, but that was brilliant.
Yeah.
So, you know, we go way back with this cat. He's really taking good care of us. We decided to leave this place where we had breakfast and plenty of coffee, by the way.
Oh my Lord Jesus.
And we decided to do shots. And I just want to say that this place called Blend in Astoria made amazing drinks.
Yeah, their drinks was to die for.
I had the Capriña. You guys were drinking some sangria shit.
Yes.
And then his homegirl shows up and decides to buy us all a round of drinks. A round of shots. Patron shots.
Yeah.
And all I know is that we went to go fucking take the shot. I take my shot.
I'll take my shot.
Everybody took their shot. It's up season. When I put my shot glass down, all I see is...
He looked like the one-eyed Willie. One of his eyes were closed.
He was like blinking and his whole face was wet. He was like, somebody give me a napkin.
Like, what did he do? Did he just he's like, fuck shot and throw it in his face?
How do you throw a shot?
He was like, fuck this shit. I'm drunk anyways and I gotta take these bitches home.
Are you drunk?
Oh my god.
So drunk that you throw. You throw a shot in your own face.
And then we asked him what happened. And he was like, nigga, I don't know.
Whoa. I ain't never seen no shit like that in my life.
I definitely have abs after this episode.
Definitely. So we were like, hey, we got to get going. We have,
No.
Oh.
No.
No.
That's not the end of that day. That is not the end.
There was more to happen that day, but you want to stay right there? You want to stay at Blend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I want to stay at...
Is that what we're doing?
I didn't want to stay at Blend, but I had to. So, listen, guys. I'm about to get really personal again. You guys know me and my poop stories? Well, I have another one for you. We were at Blend. Lies. We were having that brunch. And the fucking waiter kept pouring us coffee. He wouldn't stop.
He wouldn't stop.
He just wouldn't stop. Every time my cup got low, this nigga came with more coffee.
More coffee.
And more coffee. And more coffee. And more coffee.
So much coffee.
I've never had so much coffee before in my life, and I'm Spanish. I've been having coffee since I was a baby. Okay? So, I didn't want to turn him away, so I just kept drinking the coffee. We paid the tab. Oh, excuse me,
you okay?
guys, I gotta breathe.
Oh.
So,
You can do this.
excuse me. This is when we go to Blend. While we're getting to Blend, guys, my stomach is like really upset. She's like,
Oh.
I'm like, hey, tummy, just relax. My friend, I don't see him very often. We need to have a drink. So what? It's 11:30 in the morning. I don't give a fuck. I'm on vacation. It's my birthday.
Word.
Right? Now, the bubble guts start to subside. So I'm thinking, I'm Gucci. I'm going to go, have a good time, do ratchet stuff with my friends.
Yeah.
Well, was I sadly mistaken?
Yeah, you were.
I have my first drink at Blend. The bubble guts start coming back. I look around in this restaurant and it's really just us and another person. And I start thinking, I really need to use this bathroom. I really need to use this bathroom, so let me just make this happen before this place gets packed and someone has to use the bathroom after me. So I go in the bathroom, guys. And I start handling my business. And it's going down. And, you know, I'm concluding my session in the bathroom. I flush the toilet. As the toilet starts to flush, it goes about 70% down. And right at the 70% mark, the shit literally starts rising.
Literally.
Starts rising. It starts fucking rising.
There's no scarier moment.
There's no scare. I literally am jumping in front of the toilet back and forth, bitch. I'm like, oh my god, 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 oh my god. Because I'm thinking in my head, honestly, there's no one else really in this restaurant, so they're gonna know that it was one of us. I would have blamed you guys, but what the fuck ever, right? So What? So I'm like, all right, listen, I grew up in the hood. I know what the fuck this is. I hear the drain water still running, so I'm going to wait for that to stop before I even think about flushing this shit again. And I already looked around. I see that there's no plunger. I would have taken that first measure. But no. So as I'm waiting for the drainage water to start, I see that the water's slowly going back down.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh.
There's hope.
There's hope. Like, there's a silver lining in this possible disaster.
We got this.
I have this.
Yeah.
So I'm washing my hands while all of this is happening, waiting for all that to, you know, take care of itself. And once it reaches as low as I think that it's going to go and the water stops, I flush it again. And once I do that, guys, it came up so much faster.
And faster.
And faster. So what did Zeal do? Not the normal thing that you're thinking about that. Not right now. No, get that out your head. That's not what I was thinking. You know what I was thinking? I'm about to fist the shit out this toilet.
Yo!
And so I did. I was like, no, not in front of my friends. I will not be embarrassed in front of my friends. So as I'm thinking this, I'm just fisting it like really hard. You know, I used to be a lesbian. And I'm just like fisting it out of the fucking toilet. And then, guys, it still wouldn't go down. So what I did, I fucking washed my hands like the way that, you know, people who go into surgery, when they're scrubbing in and scrubbing out, all the way up to my elbows, walked out that bitch, and sat down and continued to drink with my friends.
Now, I just want y'all to know that I had no idea that any of this was happening until we got back to our Airbnb, which, by the way, sorry guys, we're really sick. And
sorry guys.
Just be thankful that we're doing this.
Oh, Lord.
Because niggas are sick. But we get back to the Airbnb and she decides to tell me the story. And I'm just in such shock and disbelief because there was never any point in this whole outing where I sensed, friend, are you okay? Like, she didn't seem traumatized. She did not reveal any behavior that was in line with someone who has fisted the toilet. I have to tell you something.
I know how to play my role, man.
I have to tell you something.
What's up?
That I didn't get to tell you.
What's up?
I told this story to someone.
Oh, Lord. Who did you tell the story to?
And this person didn't seem shocked.
See? Who did you tell? Because this person needs to be my spirit animal.
This person didn't seem shocked that you ended up fisting the toilet.
Oh, that I didn't? Or that it seemed appropriate to fist the toilet?
That it seemed appropriate.
Who?
I'm like, you fisted a toilet before?
Who?
He said, yeah.
Who?
He was like, yeah, but not in public at my house because I didn't have a plunger.
See? Can you tell me who this is?
I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
But
See?
the point I want to make is that I've never fisted a toilet in life. I never would think to fist a toilet, and I would rather the water just overflow and flood the whole restaurant before I put my fist in toilet. Even though I've put my hand in toilet water before because I dropped my keys in a toilet.
It's the same thing. You just go a little further. You know what I was doing? You know what I was doing? I was fucking the info out of that toilet.
Why would you go down? That's good. That's really good. So that same night, what did we end up doing that night? Oh, yeah, we linked up with some peeps with Loudspeaker Network. And I just want to say that I really enjoy making new friends. I'm glad that I'm in a space in life where I'm more mature and can appreciate meeting new people, connecting with them, being vulnerable enough for them to see my personality in our first meeting. I mean, it was like, you ever meet people and you open up so much right away that you feel like you've known them for a long time?
Yeah, they were amazing. Honestly, they made us feel right at home by the way that they interacted with us. You know, shout out to them.
And I learned a lot. So that was a really, really good way to end day 3. Day 4, last night in New York City, we went to a rap show. The headliner was Conway, some cats from Buffalo. I'm going to summarize it like this. We were there with our new friends. I ran into some old friends that I knew from Buffalo. Also, another friend that I knew here from Tampa who now lives in New York. The world is very small.
Yeah, for sure, guys.
It's getting smaller and smaller by the day. And after the event, naturally, we were hungry. We went back to Queens to try to find food. And I just want to say, people say that New York is the city that doesn't sleep. That is some motherfucking bullshit.
I don't know what the fuck was going on, but they were sleeping that night.
Nigga, we went to like 5 different food spots in Queens, and all of them were like either the kitchen is closed or they were closed for the night on a Saturday night.
Which I'm honestly going to say that I was extremely disappointed because that is not the New York that I'm used to growing up there. Like, I'm used to being able to go out at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and buying whatever the fuck I wanted to eat.
Is this maybe just a Queens thing?
Possibly, I don't know, because like I've stated, I've never been one to reside in Queens or even like stay like that. I stayed there once before, but it was at a friend's house, so I was eating at her house. I wasn't going out to eat. Excuse me. But it was extremely disappointing. I didn't understand why, if this was the city that doesn't sleep, everybody was sleeping.
And it's the disappointment more is in the fact that we assumed that If you're open and you have a kitchen, why are we closing the kitchen down?
Because they're only serving liquor at that point.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess when you're hungry and you're at restaurant number 4 and you hear the kitchen is closed, you're like, motherfucker.
Yeah, at that point, we weren't even saying anything else. We were literally just walking out of them joints.
The good news is we ended up having some pizza, and it made for a lot of laughs and great conversation amongst friends. I want to give a really big shout out to A King and Brother Christopher.
Brother Chris.
By the way, I mean, we really, really had a great time. You guys were really, really good to us, so thank you. Other than that, I'm trying to think. Dude, I think that those are like my highlights, but there's a lot of shit that happened in between that we didn't even talk about.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be popping up from
more
more episodes.
We had an amazing time, and I'm sure we're going to have some more stories to come. For those of you who are particularly interested in my marital status, I'm scheduled to get divorced this Thursday, October the 4th.
Which is really fast, by the way. That happened a lot quicker than I
anticipated. Yeah.
They actually scheduled divorces. I thought that they took plenty of time.
We got the date last week.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yep. So Thursday, 2 p.m. Keep me in your prayers.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I hope it's quick. I hope it's in and out. I hope that I can leave work, go to the divorce hearing, and go back to work. Like a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, maybe.
You think so?
Maybe.
Yeah. And, someone was asking me, like, are you going by yourself? Am I supposed to have someone come with me for moral support?
Well, I was going to say to you, I don't know what kind of feelings you may have afterwards that you signed that paper. You might be a little emotional and want to ask somebody for a hug.
What? Yo, I want to thank everybody for rocking with us. Thank you so much for supporting the CO and Rome show. I'm really hoping that as we continue to progress in our career in podcasting, that we're going to have a lot more exciting stories for you. We're extremely thankful for you guys following us, encouraging us. And, man, this trip really, really solidified and made me feel really good about what we've done for the past year. And we couldn't have done it without you guys.
Yeah, you guys. I also want to give a quick apology for the late podcast this week. However, as stated, we definitely flew in yesterday. We were a little tired. As you can tell, we're under the weather. A lot of other things took place, but here we are as usual. And we will continue to deliver for you guys. Thank you. There's going to be a lot of great things to come, so you guys continue to stay tuned.
All right. That's it. Thanks for listening. Catch you later.
Bye-bye.